Okay, we're just entering into the outskirts of Gladstone here. Shopping centre over the right hand side. Oh, it's a Bunings. Big green shop there, Bunnings. It's amazing how West farmers are taking over the world. That what we thought was a sports ground on the left hand side just back there, and in actual fact was the airstrip. Nice little piece of parkland and a river and a few birds down there. The botanic gardens. Coles on the left hand side. So there's a market's happening in there this morning, and those also going past the cemetery. Race course.
Chippies and everything.
Yep. That's the power station over there on the left, is it?
Excellent.
So far on the drive in, it's a bit of a garden city. It's really quite presentable.
Before European settlement, the Gladstone region was home of the Gureng, Tulua, Marooney and Bayeli Aboriginal tribes. In May 1770, the HMS Endeavour, under the command of James Cook, sailed by the entrance to Gladstone Harbour under the cover of darkness. Matthew Flinders, during his 1801 to 1803 circumnavigation of Australia, became the first recorded European to sight the harbour in August 1802. He named the harbour Port Curtis after Admiral Roger Curtis, a man who was of assistance to Flinders a year earlier at the Cape of Good Hope. John Oxley conducted further exploration of the harbour and surrounding countryside in November 1823. Oxley was dismissive of the region, noting the harbour was difficult to enter and the countryside was too dry and the timber useless for construction purposes. Nevertheless, in 1847 the British attempted to establish the new colony of North Australia at Port Curtis. Colonel George Barney was chosen to lead this experiment in colonisation, and his expedition was eventful. On the 25th of January 1847, the Lord Auckland, carrying 87 soldiers and convicts, arrived off the southern entrance of Port Curtis and promptly ran aground on shoals off the northern tip of Facing Island. The settlers spent 7 weeks on the island before being rescued by the supply ship Thomas Lowry and delivered the intended site of settlement, the region now known as Barney Point. On the 30th of January, at a proclamation ceremony at Settlement Point on Facing Island, Barney was sworn in as Lieutenant Governor of the, as it was already revoked, colony of North Australia. The convict settlement lasted barely 2 months and cost the Imperial government £15,000. A change of government in Britain ordered the withdrawal of Barney and the settlers. By 1853, Francis McCabe was surveying the site of a new town on the shores of Port Curtis under the protection of several detachments of native police. Maurice O'Connell was appointed government resident the following year, resulting in an influx of free settlers as land became available throughout the region. In 1863, the town became a municipality, with William Henry Pershhouse elected Gladstone's first mayor from 1864 to 1866. The fledgling town was named after the British Prime Minister William Ewart Gladstone and has a 19th century marble statue on display in its town museum. Development of Gladstone was slow until 1893, when a meatworks was established at Parsons Point. On the 2nd of March 1949, a major cyclone hit Gladstone, resulting in extensive damage to the town. In 1963, Queensland Alumina Limited established its alumina refinery on the site of the old meatworks. Gladstone's port facilities were expanded, and the city launched into an era of industrial development and economic prosperity. Gladstone Cinemas, a locally owned and operated independent cinema, opened in March 2001. The Gladstone Library building opened in 2003. Between the years 1997 and 1999, 5 separate applications were made seeking native title determinations regarding areas surrounding and including the cities of Bundaberg and Gladstone on behalf of the First Nations people, the Balai, the Gurang, Gureng, and Tarabalang Bunda. In 2001, the Federal Court of Australia combined these separate applications, and on the 28th of November 2017, J. Dowsett made orders stating that native title does exist over an area stretching from the Burnett River watershed in the south to the lower Fitzroy River in the north, and from the high water mark on the adjacent coastline in the coast to the foothills of the Great Dividing Range in the west. The Balai, Gurang, Tarabalang Bunda people's non-exclusive native title rights to this area was hence determined and is held in trust for these peoples by their collective corporation, the RNTBC. According to the 2021 census of population, there were 45,185 people in the Gladstone urban area. Gladstone and Rockhampton are the 2 major cities in the central Queensland region. Gladstone's primary industries are mining related. The Port of Gladstone is the 5th largest multi-commodity port in Australia and the world's 4th largest coal exporting terminal. Major exports include coal, alumina, aluminium, cement products, sodium cyanide and ammonium nitrate. Each year 50 million tonnes of coal pass through the port, making up 70% of the total exports. Gladstone Harbour is within the World Heritage Area of the Great Barrier Reef and historically supported a thriving seafood industry. Gladstone is also a tourism destination with cruise ships regularly docking at the point. Gladstone has direct access to Heron Island, Wilson Island, Curtis Island and other islands from the marina and local airstrips. It's a major stop on the North Coast Railway line with long-distance passenger trains operated by a QR travel train stopping in the area. Gladstone is also the transshipping point for export coal from the Mirror and Blackwater coal basins. Gladstone Airport is located on the western suburbs of Gladstone, about 6 kilometres from the centre of the city.
Gladstone Yacht Club. Feeling we're going to find ourselves in a bit of a hole here.
No, it goes right around according to this.
Oh, right, okay then.
According to this, it goes right around.
Okay. People out their boats today. Rescue boat towing a couple of yachts out. Big boat out there being put in by the tugs. Excuse me, sir. We're just discussing the fact that the centre of Gladstone was just a small town once upon a time, and when you have a look at the city centre and the way it's all set up, everything is obviously now graduated out to the shopping centres, where most of the people do their business, because there's just not a lot of room in town for the size of the place, which is 16,000. Yeah, 14,500 people. Sorry, you're saying about jobs, so.
Well, when the industry first came to town, there was no room for people. People come from all over Australia because there were so many jobs available here. And there was no accommodation, there was nowhere to go, and they bought their tents and their caravans, and for about 10 years, you wouldn't come near the place because it was in such disarray and upheaval.
Yeah.
But it's grown now and it looks good. Like a shanty town back then.
found our way to Barney Point Beach, we think. Turn left over the railway line here.
Yeah.
This is Barney Beach in Gladstone. A little bit of sand there. We come up to where we are here. And further around, it's all rock. And the backdrop of the beach here is quite picturesque. Piles of coal waiting to be loaded on the boats to be taken overseas. Interesting little memorial thing here on this spot. The first official residence in North Australia was erected, and Captain Morris Charles O'Connell was installed first government resident, Police Magistrate and Commissioner and Crown Lands on the 17th of April 1854 by Sir Charles Fitzroy, who was the Governor of New South Wales.
If you enjoyed this video, you might like to check out this video. Or maybe browse this playlist. There are over 900 videos just like these on this channel. Subscribe and hit the notification bell and we'll let you know when the next video is available. If you liked this video, hit the like button, comment and feel free to share with your friends. Thanks for watching.